all, let me address, because this is family channel, and I love to talk briefly about family and marriage and children. Those of you who are married or contemplating marriage, please think about it seriously. We have heard and continues to hear lots of horrible stories about marriage. What I'm going to talk about now really is to do with the way, choice of words. I'll talk about that briefly, and I'll talk more about marriage, and there's actually problem caused by this choice of word or words. The way we say things. I'm talking about UK now. I don't know what operates in other countries. UK is where I've lived for most of my life. And there's one that happened maybe a few months ago, but recently I saw one flying around again on WhatsApp. I'm like, oh, this continues to be an issue. So let me come here and discuss it. And that is how we say things. This particular one that caused this one huge problem is the way she talked about, how we take medication. You ask people in my job, because I'm a health practitioner, when I assess people, I'll ask them, are you on any medication? What kind of medication are you taking? When we want to ask them specifics, like we take social history, sometimes we ask them, are you on any type of drug, illicit drug or something like that? So that's different from medication, and they will get it, and they will say, oh, some of them will say, oh no, and some of them who want to admit it will say, yes, I take so and so, and then you can document it and give advice. But this lady got into trouble because she went to buy simple medication over the counter for her husband, and she used the word drugs. She called her husband to say, oh, I've got the drugs, I'm on my way back, I've got the drugs here with me. People who heard her was like, seriously? Drugs? So what happened? They called the police. And before you know it, police arrived and arrested this lady and took her to the station to explain. She tried to explain to them that what she meant was the medication. She even showed them the medications that she bought. They won't have it. They want to be sure. Took her to the station for more questioning. And guess what? A couple of them went to their home address to search her house. And her husband, whom she went to buy the medication for, was embarrassed and was surprised. What's going on? They told him, that wife talked about drugs, so that they have to check and make sure. So that was an eye-opener for them. And actually, this has caused problem for husband and wife in the past. Again, this choice of word regarding drugs, where the husband talked about, oh, I'm going to get some drugs. I'll have to be quick to go and get some drugs. And some people around him was like, they have to make a report as well. And the wife, not understanding that this actually wrong choice of words, started blaming him. When did you start doing this? She never even want to understand that the reason was wrong choice of words. And she was like, oh, I'm not with you on this one. Whatever they did to you. So before the cock crowed, the wife denied the husband because of wrong choice of words, because she used the word drug instead of medication. And eventually that was all rectified as well. And the wife now understood what went on, but the way she was quick to deny him wasn't very good. But it happened. And it caused a bit of problem for them, because the man was like, oh, so you don't trust me? How many times have I done it? So I thought I need to bring this up here, because a lot of people are coming into the UK over the last year, 2 or so. So you have to understand the kinds of words. Don't go there and say that you're coming to buy drugs for your child or for yourself. Another thing, I've mentioned this well in the past, but I've got new subscribers. is when a lady, pregnant lady, have a cesarean section, you do not say, I was sectioned. Because they were taking history of this woman, and she was asking her about her past medical history and everything. Have you had any surgery before, whatever? And so on and so forth. Instead of answering the question, oh, when I had my first or second baby or whatever, I had the baby through CS or through cesarean section. She said, I was sectioned 2 years ago. And they were like, sectioned? Because when you hear somebody being sectioned here in the UK, it's under the Mental Health Act, they will think that you have mental health issues. So they have to question her, what happened? Where were you sectioned? This and that. And by the time she understood what they were saying, she was like, oh my God, so this is not the right word to use. So don't say I was sectioned, just say I had a CS or I had cesarean section. Another one that we say without even thinking about it is, I am sleeping with my children, or I'm sleeping with my child. Although most people will understand what you mean by you're sleeping with the children or your child, the word, the way it sounds, people here will sort of raise an eyebrow. You can say, our child sleeps in our room. They don't like sleeping in their own room. They sleep in our room, our child or our children, something like that. You can use that kind of word, but don't say I'm sleeping with. Yeah, just the choice of word. Just be careful about how we say things. And obviously, something like, oh, I'm sorry. It's only when you've done something wrong. Don't go there and start saying I'm sorry when you have not done anything, or somebody fell down or knocked their leg somewhere. Oh, you run and say sorry. They'll tell you, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. So don't say I'm sorry unless you are the offender. And the last thing I want to say is, stop saying ma and sir to your managers or people you think are senior to you in this country. They don't like it. Just refer to the fact they want to be called their names, even if they're 90 or 100. Call them their name. That's what they prefer. Richard, Mary, whatever. Stop all this ma, sir, especially in your workplace, because that's what operates back home. If you don't answer your manager, I heard, if you don't answer your manager, sir or my, you'll be in trouble. And when people come here, they forget that, there's different culture here. Drop that ma and sir when you go to the workplace, because they like to be called by their first name. I'm going to stop this video here. I told you it's just going to be, yeah. And then for married couple, for people who are thinking of marriage, please think right. Marriage is sweet, but it requires understanding and some, hard work together, and you will keep enjoying your marriages. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to stop it here. Goodbye and God bless.